favorite people in the fucking world. And anyway, I love you guys. We're gonna do a whole episode from Lewis's apartment where we'll fucking get gay and I'll cry and shit like that.
We'll get so gay. How about it for Dave's last episode? How about our two amazing? Sorry, I was gonna say goodbye, but yes.
No, I just want to say in front of the people that I love you very much.
I'm more comfortable. Just fight someone. Stop. I don't want to.
This is on the sheet of things to do, by the way. Get emotional over Dave.
When you create somebody with somebody for a long time, it's actually a big deal. It's not.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Yeah.
When I first saw Louis J. Gomez crying over Dave Smith leaving Legion of Skanks, the lower self within me fell off my chair laughing to the point of tears. I won't even lie, it was funny. Louis was drunk, emotional, struggling to hold it together, and there was something about seeing the so-called Puerto Rican rattlesnake cracking on camera that felt almost absurd. This is the same guy who has spent years presenting himself as a badass, a real-ass dude. The guy who can fight, shout, fire employees, crash out, bounce back, and keep moving like nothing ever touched him. So when that same guy suddenly breaks down over another man leaving the podcast, of course, the first instinct is to laugh. But then the higher self peeked out of its cave of solitude and asked a simple question. Is crying really a bad thing? Because the truth is, what we were watching was not just Louis being drunk and sloppy. We were watching the mask slip. And once that happens, once the costume starts falling off in public, you begin to see the actual person underneath it.
This is worse than the poem. What are you doing?
Dorito,
5 cocktails.
No, it means to create something for nearly 15 years with somebody. It really means a lot more than I think people that, you know, if you never created something with somebody, it means a lot to me. And the fact that we have Nate show up and Dan, who have been friends and a part of this entire thing for a long time, I appreciate you guys being here, and I love you very much, dude. We talk every day almost. You're literally my
Mostly
best
just
friend.
shitting on Jay.
Why is everybody going to be left with me?
You're my best friend, and I'm really proud of what you've become. And this is an end of an era, and it's emotional for me. And I love you very much. And
I love you too, dude. And you and Jay are my best friends in the fucking world. Like I said, Nate and so you guys, all of us fucking started together. It's insane that we literally all of us start. I mean, okay, look. I'd say we've all become successful, and I know when I say that, Nate's
way
like,
further than
it's like, I mean, what are you?
It's fine.
For many years, Louis has masqueraded as the hard man, the fighter, the alpha, the guy who does not care, the guy who takes pain and turns it into jokes or aggression or even chaos. But the truth is that he was always a sensitive nerd, and regardless of what you may think, that is okay. Louis himself has spoken about being a bit of a weirdo in school. Long dyed hair, social misfit energy, a guy who did not exactly walk into the world as some polished, intimidating ladies' man.
Me and Zach are freaks. Me and Zach were not like, I know it seems like I'm a fucking like broy guy now and I fucking get in like, I was a long hair, purple hair, eyeliner, Marilyn Manson t-shirt in high school. I was not a fucking bro. I was made fun of by the bros. I hated the fucking jocks. I hated the bros. That's who me and Zach are. By the way, you see it now. It's like the reason that I get so much hate, I get hate from that world because they can just they smell the stink on me. They're like, you're a fucking dweeb. I know you are. They're not like, I'm not a cool guy like that. Yeah. So I connect with the idea, but at the same time, I don't think that it's a bad thing to open up the doors for the mainstream, right? So Tony Hinchcliffe and Kill Tony, they're the mainstream. I go onto those shows and I'm exposed to an audience that would never come over to the Legion of Skanks unless I kind of trick them into coming over, because we're freaks. We're the juggalos. We're the fucking, we're not.
You guys are fucking.
Yeah, we're not mainstream like that. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys are the mainstream. Those guys are fucking Lady Gaga and fucking, whatever.
You don't think you're a cool dude?
Not like that.
Come on, the mustache. Body,
the mustache.
You know you're cool. You wear them crazy ass sunglasses. If you and me are walking down the hallway, which one are they gonna go? Now that's a cool guy.
I was the kid who I was infamous in high school. I knew
you're not a kid anymore.
I knew everybody in high school. Everyone knew me. Yeah. Right. And I was just I've always been memorable. I've always been a unique personality. But most of those people remember me as being a. So if you ask the kids that I went to high school with, they're like that, Louis J. he's a fucking.
Because I'm sitting here like, man, one day.
But like many people who get thrown against the wall of real life, he adapted. He put on the jacket. Not necessarily because he was fake, but because sometimes the real world does not reward the softer version of you. Sometimes the softer version gets ignored. Sometimes it gets stepped on. So you build something else.
I was a soft kid. I was sensitive, I'd cry easy, and I would be scared to fist fight. And my mother used to tell me this thing, I don't even know if you remember, but you said this to me more than once. You said, son, sometimes you have to be a lion so you can be the lamb you really are. I talk this like a lion. I'm not afraid of any of you. When it comes word to word, I will gab with the best of them, just so I can chill and be me.
You become the man people will respect before they get the chance to dismiss you. Bobby Lee has talked about this in his own way before. Sometimes you have to wear a jacket that is not necessarily yours in order to make something of yourself.
Like when I started, because I'm so sensitive and I have such, at the time, low self-esteem, right? That I had to force myself to do it. Like I remember being at a comedy club going, you're going up, you're doing it. I don't care. There's no one in the audience. They're gonna hate you. I had to force myself to do it.
You picked the scariest job.
Every night I would force myself, but I'm not saying that this is necessarily the healthiest job for someone like me.
Sometimes you have to step into a version of yourself that is slightly exaggerated, slightly theatrical, slightly invented, just so you can survive the room. And that really is a story as old as time. The poor boy becomes a prince. The awkward kid becomes the boss. The rejected one becomes the performer. The invisible man builds a myth around himself big enough that nobody can ignore him ever again. That is not just comedy. That is life itself. How many men walking around right now are actually just costumes held together by habit? How many so-called tough guys are really just fragile boys who learn to deepen their voice, square their shoulders, and turn their wounds into a persona? That is why I think this Lewis moment hit harder than people expected. Because it was not just about Dave Smith leaving the podcast. It was about Lewis being forced, even if only for a few minutes, to stop being the character.
Nate's like,
I'm not at Dos Caminos no more, so that's very nice. I'm doing okay. We're all doing pretty good.
But listen, I'm so fucking proud of all of you guys. I'm so grateful to all the fucking fans of this show. You guys just like the best fucking comedy fans. Thank you guys for 15 years of just like being amazing support. And I'm not going anywhere. I will still be a regular on the podcast.
On the regs. You can catch him on the regs next week with Bobby Kelly.
That's right, Joe List. Pack up. You're out.
You guys.
We're bringing in Dave Smith.
I'm still good for twice a year. No, but I'll be at Skankfest every year. I'll be on the podcast regularly. I love you guys so much. Thank you all.
Dave Smith, thank you
What a
so
great
much for
episode. What a
15
great
fucking
episode we
years.
had tonight.
Dave Smith, 15 years of service on the Legion of Skanks. Thank you so much, Dan Soder.
Now, of course, a lot of it was done for the cameras, I'm pretty sure. But, you know, like I always say, there's always that element of truth behind the jokes. And you could see in Lewis's eyes that this man felt it. He was sad. He felt the emotion, the gravitas of this situation, the fact that Dave is leaving for greener pastures. I'm sure many of you have seen Dave Smith on Piers Morgan's show. Dave Smith is really moving up in the world. He's no longer just this ordinary comedian. He's a bloody commentator. So it makes sense that he would leave at this point in time.
Who is the additional blockade supposed to impact? It's the civilian population. And so, listen, I'm sorry, this is just anybody with just common sense and a basic understanding of logic could tell you that none of these defenses make any sense.
When you build something with your friends over that many years, it stops being a show. It becomes part of your emotional architecture. It becomes one of the ways you understand yourself. It becomes proof that the weird little tribe you found in this life was real. So when one of the founding members leaves, it's not just a co-host change. It feels like time itself is moving in. It feels like death in miniature. Not literal death, but the death of an era, the death of a younger self, the death of that illusion that this thing, this version of life, this exact chemistry might somehow go on forever.